Today, we're going to take a look at the 2026 Senate projection based on the current prediction market. I just did this for governor. Today, it's in the Senate. You could use Predictit, you could use Polymarket, but just like yesterday's video, we're going to use Kalshi. And if one side or the other has at least a 60% advantage, we're going to put it as safe. If it's 30 to 59, it's going to go likely. 10 to 29 is leans. Anything under 10 is tilt. And of course, this is the kind of thing that could change suddenly, depending on a poll dropping or a candidate scandal. But while we go over this, I'm going to plug in the obvious safe states for both sides. And these would be unlikely to be competitive. But the thing to remember is these are just the margins for how likely one side is to win. It's not the margin they would win by. For example, on this map, North Carolina and Georgia go safe for the Dems. But I don't think many people think it's going to be a 10 or a 15-point margin. But they think it's pretty overwhelming that the Dems will at least squeak it out, if not win comfortably. So in addition to those states, New Hampshire also goes safe. On the Republican side, in some red states, there are some scenarios where third-party candidates could make a move. That could happen in Idaho, Montana, etc. But that's the kind of thing where a lot of people want to wait and see what happens, except for Nebraska, where it's been known it's Dan Osborne for a long time. So as we finish up the safe states, we'll also put in Florida for the Republicans. That one is a special election, and it is over a 60% advantage for the GOP. Now we'll do the more competitive states. Again, likely are between a 30 and 59% advantage on the market. For the Dems, we've got just one state here. That's the open seat in Michigan. Dems do have that contentious primary coming up, but if the election were right now, it looks like it would be Abdul El Sayed against Mike Rogers, the Republican. The markets have narrowed up a little bit as it's looked more and more likely that El Sayed could be the nominee. So in the general, it looks like any Democrat would be favored, but in this, it's going to go likely. Now for the Republicans, we've got three states. First is Montana. Again, we'll see what happens with Seth Bodner here, the independent. But for right now, Republicans clearly favored. Then we've got Kansas. Here, Roger Marshall, the incumbent Republican, has dipped below safe status for the Republicans, so we'll keep an eye on that one. The final state here we've got is South Carolina. This is the Lindsey Graham seat, and he is favored, but it's no longer overwhelming. Now we'll do the competitive states. Again, 10 to 29% on Kalshi is leans, under 10% is tilt. We've got 6 states to go. Let's start in Alaska. This one I think is one of the more complex races, but according to the markets, it's going to go toward the Dems. It's going to be a flip and a pickup, and it's going to be a lean rating. Next, in Nebraska. Here, Pete Ricketts would defeat independent Dan Osborne. He's going to get it by a lean rating. In Texas, Ken Paxton would defeat James Tallarico by a lean rating. In Iowa, Ashley Hinson, the Republican, would defeat Josh Turek, the Democrat, also by a lean rating. In Ohio, the market here has Sherrod Brown defeating incumbent Republican John Husted by a lean rating. The final state is Maine. A lot of action here in the markets over the past few weeks. At the time I made the video, Graham Plantner, the Democrat, is favored over Susan Collins by a lean rating. And that's the final map. Dems would come out with a Senate majority, according to the markets, with 51 seats, Republicans at 49. A good handful of these states are competitive, could technically go either way. But Dems have more opportunities here. Republicans really focused on holding North Carolina, which seems like an uphill climb. And the only offense they have is really Georgia or Michigan. New Hampshire, I think, is a bit of a stretch, but I also think they're going to try to focus on holding Alaska and Ohio, as well as Nebraska, Iowa, or Texas. It's possible a lot of things change over the next 4 or 5 months. It's possible not a lot changes at all. So this would be a huge victory for the Dems if this turned out to be the final map. For now, this is where people are putting their money, so let me know in the comments, what do you think about this map according to the market? Do you think it's too friendly for the Dems? Do you think it's too friendly for the Republicans? Let me know what you think about any of it down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.